Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we are digging into a nearly decade-long regulatory fight in Forsyth County over short-term rentals, or STRs, around Lake Lanier.
And our mission here is really to unpack the architecture of this policy.
The architecture, I like that.
Because what the sources show is that this was not some simple neighborhood zoning dispute. Not at all.
So what was it?
It was a highly sophisticated, multi-year legal maneuver. And the estimated cost to taxpayers, over $6.5 million.
$6.5 million. Okay, so let's get into how they managed to pull that off. Because the most fascinating part is that the real action didn't start with public meetings.
No, the legal trap was actually set 2 years before any public debate even started.
2 years?
Yes. The key date is September 7, 2017. That's when the county made a very technical, very quiet update to its Unified Development Code, the UDC.
And this is where we find this empty vessel strategy you mentioned. What is that exactly?
Well, it's a bit of legal sleight of hand. The county removed the detailed definition of commercial lodging services.
Okay, so they took out the substance.
Exactly. But they left the vague term lodging services on the books as a prohibited home occupation.
I see. So they kept the container, but they emptied out the specific meaning. Why was that such a critical move?
Because that ambiguity was the tripwire. Years later, when homeowners claimed their existing rentals should be grandfathered in,
The county had an answer for them.
they did. They could argue that, well, STRs are a form of lodging services, which had technically been prohibited since that 2017 update.
So they retroactively made these businesses illegal, denying any grandfathered rights.
Precisely.
Which brings us to the public hearings in 2018 and 2019. If the decision was already baked in, why spend over $100,000 on those meetings?
That was essentially expensive political theater.
Just for show.
It was all about building a public record. It gives the appearance of due process, so if they're challenged in court, they can say, look, we listened to everyone.
Even though the legal outcome was, it was already decided.
It was a done deal. Then came the enforcement.
Right, the case against the citizen. They went after one homeowner pretty aggressively.
Very aggressively. They pursued a contempt charge. We're talking about the threat of actual jail time for a zoning dispute. That sends a chilling message.
It tells everyone else not to even think about fighting back.
Exactly. But they never let it get to a judge's ruling. The case was settled.
And this is the really unusual part. The government allegedly paid the defendant, didn't they? Something like $30,000?
They did, which is highly irregular.
So why pay the person you're prosecuting?
To avoid a ruling. A judge might have looked at that 2017 definition and thrown the whole thing out. By settling, they paid for silence and kept their exclusion architecture intact.
And that settlement money, where does it come from?
It often gets filtered through an insurance pool, the ACCG IRMA. The county pays a deductible, maybe $50,000, and the insurer handles the larger payout. It's a way to use pooled funds to quietly settle inconvenient lawsuits.
So that covers the spending. But what about the money the county just decided not to collect? This is maybe the biggest cost of all.
I think it is. You have to remember, Lake Lanier is a federal resource. It's U.S. Army Corps of Engineers land.
It's a public asset.
Right. But by restricting rentals, you effectively privatize access. If you can't afford a $1 million lake house, and you can't rent one, how do you get to enjoy this public lake?
And the economic fallout of that decision is just huge. The county turned off major tax revenue streams.
Massive ones. We're talking hotel-motel tax and the local option sales tax. The sources estimate the foregone revenue just from 2020 to 2024.
It's a staggering number.
Over $5.3 million.
$5.3 million voluntarily rejected.
To put that in perspective, if just 400 homes were operating legally, the county would be foregoing about $1.6 million a year in hotel tax alone, money that just wasn't collected.
So when you add it all up, what does this mean for you, the taxpayer? This whole architecture of exclusion has a total price tag of about $6,538,000.
It's direct waste and huge opportunity cost, all subsidized by local tax bungs to limit access to a public resource.
The public narrative was Save Lanier, about conservation and keeping things quiet.
But the outcome, according to these sources, seems to be more about ensuring the benefits of this massive public infrastructure are enjoyed by a very exclusive group of property owners.
Which leaves you with a final thought to consider.
What other public resources right now are being quietly privatized through this kind of subtle, expensive regulatory maneuvering?